Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, right before I filmed this video, I was thinking about life and what it means, and how to perceive it to people who don't know how to perceive it. And it got me realizing something. There's 3 times in a person's life where they can be happy or sad. That is when they're born. That is when they get married, and that's when they die. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on the latter two. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to do to talk to you guys about today is, the happiest time in a person's life, whether they're, in their 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, is to get married. That's just how it is. That's how it always has been, and it always will be. I'm not saying, there aren't other happy moments in life, like having the birth of your son or daughter, or, going into a committed relationship with a female or a male, depending on your gender or your sexual preference. But, getting married is the most, in my eyes, now this doesn't have to be for every single person in the world, but when a friend or a family member or, an acquaintance or a complete stranger gets married, you want to know what happens in that marriage. If it's going to be a long, happy one, or if it's going to be a short, uneventful, sad one. But, everyone at least gets married once in their lifetime, or not at all, depending on how you feel about the whole marriage thing, or, it's things like that. And someday I will get married to a beautiful woman who loves me and I love her and all that stuff. But, it's not going to happen, like, right now. It's not going to happen at the current time. It'll take a couple years to, figure things out and propose and, actually get married and all that stuff. But I don't want this to be, like a morbid or depressing video, because, marriage is a happy, united front on both the female's part and the male's part, or the male and the male, or the female and the female. But, there's also another aspect of life that people come together and celebrate something other than birth. And that is a funeral. A death in the family, or death of a friend, or a death of celebrity. And I'm not saying this to be negative or disrespectful to anyone or anything like that who have passed away, whether it's a friend of yours or a family member of yours or someone you look up to as an idol in the celebrity world. Everyone goes through their life cycle, whether it's living to be, their 70s or 80s or even their 90s or their 100s. Everyone lives their life to the fullest in some aspect of it. Whether, like I said, this goes back to being married. If you're married to your spouse for like 50, 60 years or 30 years or 20 years or 10 years, whatever it is, before they, ultimately no longer exists. And I'm not saying that to be negative. Like I said, I don't want this to be a negative or a morbid or any of that type of video. I'm just saying, there's two things that people do in life: live and die. Now, I'm living right now, and I want to live until I'm like at least 80 or 90 years old. And I'm going to try to do that. I mean, I'm going to be turning 29 in like a month, in like less than 2 weeks. Less than a month and a half away. And I'm excited to see where, my 29th birthday takes me, my 30th birthday takes me, my 31st, my 35th, my 40th, my 45th, my 50th, all the way up until my 80th or 90th birthday. I don't want you guys to think that I'm being a downer in this video. I'm not. I'm trying to explain to you that there's 2 moments that in your life that can either make you happy or it can make you sad. And I want you guys to understand, being happy is a good thing. Being sad is a good thing. It's not about right versus wrong here. It's about happy versus sadness. And how they both can be awesome things in your life. Whether sadness brings you to a celebration of life, or sadness brings you to, you know, a celebration of a wedding. Whatever it is, just think about this. Every single person on this planet, whether, you know, they're single, they're in a relationship, they always have that silver lining of, you know, being able to get married and pursuing, you know, starting a family and stuff. And then as you move on with life and go on to the next stage of life, the afterlife, everything revolves around how many people show up to that wedding or to that funeral that you have. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to me for a very, 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 very long time. The after the dying part. But the wedding part could happen in the next 5-6 years. It could. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. That's all I've got for you guys today. I know this video is kind of, you know, some people could perceive it as being morbid and depressing and stuff, and other people can see the light side of this and see how happy marriage and starting a family and doing all that stuff could be. But yeah, that's what I just wanted you guys to discuss with you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that thumbs up button. Please share this with your friends, and please hit that subscribe button down below. You guys know the drill. Keep it real. Bye-bye.